This is my Jim Root version for Jazzmaster by Fender, made in Mexico. This particular guitar boasts a matte finish, mahogany body, maple neck with a C profile, luminary fret markers, but we will get to those, locking tuners, block inlays, jumbo frets, and 2 EMG Daemonium humbuckers, active, which are Jim Root's signature set. 1 volume, 3-way toggle switch. I know exactly what you're thinking. There's plenty online about this guitar and how good it is. But the band that I am actually in right now, we do 50s, 60s rock and roll, 70s rock, pop, soul, funk, 80s music, 90s pop rock, all the way up until now. The sort of band they've got to wear a shirt, tie, waistcoat. Here's a picture. So yeah, that's all the sort of stuff that we actually do. So why is one of my main guitars the Jim Root version 4 Jazzmaster by Fender, which is a metal guitar for all intents and purposes? Let me tell you. This guitar actually has a couple of tricks up its sleeve. First of all, not only does it look classy as hell, only probably bested by a Gibson Les Paul Custom in white, but this is one of the classiest things you will ever see in your entire life. I mean, look at it. I'll throw a couple of B-roll shots up there as well. You can see it's got a few dings. This thing has been very, very loved. But as I said, since I've had it, it's been one of my main 2 guitars that I take out with me, and I use this one for some funkier stuff and rockier stuff. Some of the pros and cons of this guitar. I'm going to say the cons are as follows. I'll start with those. This thing marks pretty damn easily when it's dinged, and it's noticeable. And it's noticeable because it's white. It is one singular colour and the paint job is quite thick on it. One of the other cons about this guitar, and I don't know whether it is specific to my actual one, is the luminary side dots. Now, I was pretty excited about those when I got the guitar, but since I've had it, I've left it on stages to go to the dressing room and whatnot, and even on darker stages, while it's been out in the light for some time, they haven't actually illuminated very well at all. Now, thankfully, I don't do really, really dark stages. However, it would be nice for them to work now and again. Like, it's not the lightest room in here whatsoever. Obviously, I've got lighting up, but even then, they're not really showing any form of illumination, which is a shame. Because that is obviously one of the selling points of the guitar. Obviously now we see so many more guitars coming with luminlays as well. Well, it depends on much guitar-based content you watch on YouTube, but I see a lot. And last but not least for the cons, and I'm not really gonna say it's a con as such, it's more like a bit of a shock to me. I've got big hands, I've got big chunky hands. And when I first grabbed hold of this neck, I was actually very, very shocked because of how I gotta be careful with my words here in this one. Because of how girthy it is. It is a C, but it's a chunky C. It's almost like a 50s Gibson type thing. And I've also played an SRV Strat, and the neck on that it was pretty chunky, to the point where on the back of the headstock there's no real dip or anything coming into the neck. I'll see if I can get a photo or video up to show you of that. What are the pros in that case? Well, like I went through the specs, it's got locking tuners on it, which are always a welcomed bonus. It does feel and look absolutely fantastic. Those pickups, those EMG Daemonium active humbuckers are absolutely insane. I did dabble with getting a passive pair and putting a coil split in it, but I really, really don't need it. It is also nice that it's got a slight comfort carve for really getting into that upper fret access, but you can't go too high because it is still a chunky bit of wood right there. Now, the one other thing to mention here is indeed the case. Now, this thing is absolutely stunning. It's a fair old boy in terms of a case. It's not small by any stretch. However, that interior is stunning. And there's also plenty of room for all of your gubbins. I think I've got a wireless transmitter in there. Yep, I have. And all the case candy. But as you can see, it is absolutely gorgeous. The one gripe I have got with the case is this red fluff does come off, but not in massive batches, and you can easily wipe it off quite nicely. And that grey and black tweedy style finish, salt and pepper, is just gorgeous. I think I'm talking more about the case than the guitar here, am I? But this thing is actually a versatile dream. Like, genuinely, I was shocked when I got it at how much I can actually do with it. So here's what we are going to do. I am going to show you some of the heavier tones with this, with one of the backing tracks that I have, and then I'm going to give you some sound samples to show you why this guitar actually does a lot more than metal. Like, I'm not saying Jim Root is going to go funky on us or anything like that, you know, but this guitar can do quite... You'll see what I mean in a moment. Here's the demo track. Okay, and now on to some clean tones. I'm going to do a clean tone with a JC120 Jazz Chorus amp model within the Line 6 Helix, going through a 412 Vintage 30 cabinet, as well as a 212 Jazz Rivet JC120 style cab in the Line 6 Helix as well. Got a little bit of the Rochester comp on, but that'll come more into play a little bit later on. So here are some clean tones with just a little bit of reverb. So, with those particular cleans there, I had the volume dialed down to about 6 or 7 on the guitar. And the reason for that is because they're active, this can throw out a good little bit of power. So, to get a little bit more spunky sponginess, I'm going to whack it to 10, stick it in the middle position, and let's go from there. As you can hear, really compressed when I turn the volume all the way up. I'm going to bring it back down, I'm going to keep it in the middle, and we're going to give you some of those more clean tones with a little bit of delay and a little bit of chorus. I love that tone. Okay, and on to a little bit of dirt. I'm going to keep it in the bridge position. I'm going to keep it in the bridge position, and we are going to have a little bit of Minotaur action. And in the Line 6 Helix, as we know, the Minotaur is the famed Clon Centaur type thing. So here we go. What happens if I turn the volume all the way up? Well, with this preset, the compressor is now off on the overdrive. So if I turn it up, I'm going to get a bit more gain. So as you can hear, you get a good bit more grit just by using the volume knob on those active pickups. So it's really, really good if you want a bit of a lead boost. So I'm going to go into the neck position. I'm going to put the volume back down to about 6 or 7. I'm going to see what we can get there. And I'm going to turn it all the way up, down, that's about 6 or 7, and that's 10, all on the neck pickup, by the way. Go in the middle for a laugh. Let's add a little bit of tube scream to that, shall we? This is still going through the Jazz Rivet with the 412 Vintage 30 cab and the 212 Jazz Rivet cab. So it's still that. Compression is still off. It's on about 6 or 7. This is the Minotaur and the Tube Screamer. I lost myself for a sec then. Oh dear. Whack it all the way up. Okay, now it's time for some full drive from the Archetype lead amplifier in the Line 6 Helix. And again, this is the volume down to about 6 or 7 still. Whack it up. Whack it back down, tube screamer on, no compression on it, just the drive, which is the tube screamer and the Archetype. All the way up to 10. There you go, now it's time for a little bit of lead action. I'm going to keep the tube screamer on. I'm going to keep it on about 6 or 7. I'm going to whack it up to the neck pickup, and here's what we've got. Now let's whack it all the way up to 10, and I'm going to put a bit of a volume boost to this, a bit of a gain boost as well. Put it on the neck pickup again, and the volume on the guitar is all the way up. going to take the delay off, I'm going to take the reverb off, and I'm going to drop down to D. Oh, 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 you dirty mother. Stinking. So, how does the Gym Root version 4 Jazzmaster by Fender fare? I think it does pretty damn well with absolutely everything. You can throw some spanky clean stuff at it, some high gain stuff, some mid-drive stuff. But I gotta say, the star of the show on this guitar is, well, it's not really the star of the show, it's probably me learning to be a better guitar player and using the goddamn volume knob. Anyway guys, thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you've enjoyed this sort of review demo. I'm kind of showing off of everything that the Gym Root can actually do. I haven't seen many videos online showing the true versatility of this guitar. I've seen a few people say that the EMGs innit probably aren't as versatile as they'd like. They don't do the bluesy stuff and they're not as crisp. But I've seen all those videos, but I kind of disagree. Depends on what is at your feet. If you're new to the channel, I love the Line 6 Helix. It's right there. I use it for everything. And I've got a whole video series on Helix for bass, a couple of guitar bits as well. So it is more or less all about just using the tones in that and manipulating them to get what you want. I don't know, I'm probably babbling a little bit. It's been a while. However, for all intents and purposes, this guitar is a versatile dream and not just a metal machine. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this review demo of the Fender Gym Root version 4 Jazzmaster and having a look how versatile it really is. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the guitar, if it's worth you guys checking out. If you've got one, what you use it for. Have you modded it? Are you thinking of getting one? Also, please remember to do the usual like, share, subscribe, algorithm thing. We're at over 1,000 subs now, so things are going to start getting really, really cool. Anyway guys, have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you again next week for something pretty cool. Bye! Did I just knock this fucking guitar again?